So the delusion is strong on this MSNBC panel about impeachment. And it's also wild because they're turning to an unlikely hero.
But again, things are moving quickly. And by the way, this feels so different than the Mueller investigation because that went on for so long. It was so secret. In many ways, it put that whole scandal on hold for a very long time. Now it's all playing out in real time. And then, the stories that are being broken are not being broken, in a secret investigation. And these public hearings, I think, do have a chance to move the needle of public opinion.
I was going to make the point, I think a person to watch in the coming days and weeks is John Bolton, right? I mean, he's a person who has deep ties to the senior leadership across the Republican Party. He's a notoriously a foreign policy hawk. The idea that Donald Trump was trading on Ukraine's security to help his own political cause would be anathema to a person like John Bolton. And he has no love for this president. Behind the scenes, I almost am certain that he is having conversations to push the Republican Party to break with Donald Trump.
If someone's going to talk, it probably would be him very quickly.
I mean, imagine all of this started happening after John Bolton walked out the door.
And said, no, I left you, you didn't leave me. He was very insistent on the
And I believe he was the last babysitter, right? He was the last adult in the room.
Well, that's a heck of a babysitter. The babysitter wants to nuke Iran.
I mean, you would think he was running for president.
I don't want him watching my baby. That's all I'm just saying. Jonathan Capehart, Midwin Charles.
You know it's bad when Joyanne Reid is the voice of reason. And that's what just happened. One of the guests was like, last babysitter, last adult in the room. Adult in the room? He's a war criminal who belongs in The Hague, who has the blood of millions of people on his hands, and who's still pushing for war with Venezuela, still pushing for war with Iran. No. He's not the adult in the room. He's not the babysitter. He needs his own babysitter, and that babysitter should be somebody in a prison who's the guard. So I hate that. So they're trying to do the old, revive Bolton thing because, maybe if somebody talks, it'll be John Bolton. John Bolton, welcome to the resistance, good sir. Yeah. So, the other point to make here is, man, they're doing it again. At the beginning when he's like, this feels so different from the Mueller investigation. No, you want it to be different than the Mueller investigation. That was actually my concern early on. By the way, who was right about that? What did I tell you guys? They're not going to get Trump on some sort of collusion with Russia. He definitely is a corrupt businessman, and if he goes down that path, he'll find a lot of dirt. But on the issue of collusion, and the issue of working with the Russian government, very clearly, they were like, well, there's no evidence, and it's certainly not enough to, do anything about it. Even though Mueller still kind of hinted that he wanted impeachment, but the Democrats, over obstruction it was, but the Democrats didn't really get it because Mueller wasn't crystal clear with it. Well, now they're trying impeachment. But point is, the Mueller thing, while everybody was, every day, it was like, the walls are closing in, the beginning of the end. The beginning of the end. Every day it was that. And then I would always have to come out here on this show and be like, all right, everybody, relax a little bit. It's not exactly like you think it is. Here are the things you're missing. And the media was just getting it wrong and overhyping everything. And I think we have a situation like that now, too. Oh, this feels so different than the Mueller thing. Now, is there an argument that maybe during the course of the impeachment proceedings that there will be a lot of stuff that gets out there in terms of news that makes Trump look horrendous and it could hurt him in that way? That is certainly possible, and I'll grant him that. But the point I can't get over, which again, all of these people are avoiding like the plague, is that best case scenario for Democrats, it gets through the House, dies in the Senate, because you need 2/3 in the Senate, which means you need 20 Republicans to cross over. That ain't happening. So it's definitely going to die in the Senate. And then what? I'll tell you what. Everybody on Twitter is going to be miserable. All these hosts are going to be, they're going to be inconsolable. And it's possible that just like with Bill Clinton, Trump's approval rating bounces back up at that point in time. So the idea that this is different than Mueller, I don't know, not really, no. Because what happened with Mueller? Okay, here's the report. Turns out he's not doing anything about it. He's not indicting. He's not formally recommending impeachment, even though he wants it. He's not going to say it. So it just all came to this ending that was so anticlimactic, and then now we're going to deal with kind of the same thing here. Where it's like, we got him, we got him, Oh, we didn't get him? Like, yeah, what do you expect? It's not getting through the Senate. So they're doing it again, man. The thing that's so annoying is the shortcuts. If you're not a policy substance junkie and you're involved in politics, they all end up having to try to take shortcuts to get their way. Like, I don't know, take him down with something. Mueller or something. Collusion, something. Impeachment, that's not going to go anywhere or something. It's like, well, no, if you actually followed this stuff closely and cared about the policy, there are ways to destroy him in the court of public opinion that guarantee an election victory for you the next time. But in order to do that, it requires work. You have to know the things that he does that are horrendous. You have to know just how unpopular they are. You have to follow the specific corruption that he's engaged in with a fine-tooth comb. It requires work, it requires effort, it requires actually caring about the issue. So it's easier to just, I don't know, that's all too much reading, too much following. Mueller's going to save us. Impeachment will save us. No, it won't. It won't. And that's what's so frustrating is that it's always the same thing over and over. And of course, that's because MSNBC, they don't really care about policy substance. They're just a corporate Democrat defense network, and that's it.